In life and in the hereafter, there are al-malaika. And that's a new word. Al-malaika, it's plural, and the singular word is malak. Al-malaika is the angels. Okay. The angels have many positions and they have many places. So Allah had appointed them to do certain jobs, some of them, and had given them many places. The most famous malaika for us as Muslims are usually four. Number one, Jibreel, that was related to taking the message from Allah, giving the message to the prophets. And we have Mikael, and we have Israfil, and we have Azrael. And Israfil is the angel which is responsible for using the horn at the day of the resurrection and using this horn to make a sound to give the permission for everyone to rise up from the graves and from the tombs and go to the day of the resurrection. And Azrael is the angel which is responsible for taking lives from people. In life, we have a word which is called Al-Kitab. The literal meaning of this word is the book, but we're not going to use the literal meaning. Al-Kitab depends on, do you use it in a context which life is mentioned, or death, or hereafter is mentioned? Are you using it singular or plural? How? If the context is related to the life and you said Al-Kitab only without mentioning something before or after, that means Al-Qur'an, the Holy Qur'an. And if you're using it plural in the hereafter, in the life as well, it means the messages from Allah, generally the Christianity and the Judaism. So then the Quran, 3 books, because other books are not real, by the way. And we're not here discussing if the Bible or the Christianity book or the Jewish people book are good or not, fake or not, because this is not the time. Okay, what happens if you use this word in the hereafter? Or you say Al-Kitab. After you die, if the word is used in this context, it means your report of everything you did in your life. Everything is written, right, good, bad, you did this problem in this day, you did that in that day. That's called Al-Kitab. And it's mentioned in Qur'an also a lot. Speaking of angels taking lives, so we have the word Ar-Rawh, which is literally translated into the soul. But according to the Islamic terminology, Ar-Rawh, which is also still translated into soul, it is not actually defined. Even in Arabic, no one knows what soul is. But the only thing we know that when Ar-Rawh is taken from the body, the person dies. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. It means if anyone asks you, Muhammad, about Ar-Ruh, the soul, tell them that this Ruh, this soul, is a matter of Allah. No one knows what it is, how it is taken, how it is defined. No one knows anything about it. It's one of Allah's secrets. Okay, taking steps into the hereafter. In the way to the hereafter, we pass by many stations. One of these stops is Al-Ihtidar. Al-Ihtidar. Al-Ihtidar, I don't know, it is not in English because it's still an Islamic word. Al-Ihtidar means, from the Arabic word, you say this person is yuhtadar. That's the verb. It's generally could be passive and could be active. You say yahtadir or yuhtadar. Means the angel which is required for taking soul is now with the person at the time of death. And he is present, yahdir. This Azrael, this angel, now yahdir to this person who's going to die. So, since he is yahdir, so that's called ihtidar. The person, the person who's going to die now is in the presence of the death angel. Is about to die. Comes after this, when just before the death comes another word called Sakaratul Maut. Sakarat al-Maut. You can say as-Sakarat, and that's plural. In singular it's called Sakra. In Qur'an also it's mentioned a lot. One of the very terrifying ayah in Qur'an called وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. Means now Allah is telling this dying person, now it's time for sakarat, for this death. And you were always, when you were powerful and living and human, you always thought or wanted to avoid this, but you can't. You will face that. No matter who you are, no matter what you could do, you are facing death and you're facing sakarat. Sakarat, as Muslims, we ask Allah most of the time to make it easy for us. And our Prophet gave us hadith to make dua to Allah to make this sakaratul maut easy, because sakaratul maut is very harmful feeling. Some people turns from Islam to be kafir in this time because they cannot take the power of sakaratul maut. It's the pain the person who is dying faces when he is going to die. That's sakaratul maut. After that comes a new word, death, al-maut, al-maut, and that's the separation between a life in dunya and another life in al-akhirah. Al-maut is the line, is the separation, is the border between these two lives. All of us have the life in dunya, al-hayatul dunya. All of us, everyone has al-hayatul dunya, and we explain that. But not everyone will have a good hayat fil akhirah, good life in al-akhirah, hereafter. It's called al-akhirah because that's called al-maut. It's a separation. It starts once your life and ruh goes out of you. Here starts the journey of death.